All right, here we go. Here's our mock ACP exam. So first question, which equation represents an asymptote of function f of x equals 1/3 x minus 2 raised to the x minus 2 plus 1? So I would go right to my calculator, make sure it's clear, and I would graph that. Okay. So right off the bat, I'm going to press tab. Okay. And then I'm going to put in the equation. Okay. So I press control 1/3. Okay. Right arrow key. Okay. Raised to, okay, the x minus 2 plus 1. Okay. I would press enter. Okay. And so my job is to see where there's an asymptote. Okay. So right away I can see that right here, along with 1 here, okay, right here, I can see that there is an asymptote right here. I'm not sure if there's an asymptote at 0, so if I go to menu 5, 1, that traces it, I notice that this graph, if I keep going, it looks like it keeps going up and up and up and to the left. If I go down, there is an asymptote and it gets closer and closer to 1, you can see as I keep scrolling. So, answer to number 1, okay, d y equals 1, that's my answer right there, okay. All right, next one, okay, number 2, okay, it says the graph of a function has a given key attributes, okay, so it gives me the domain from -infinity to infinity, range from 0 to infinity. There's no x-intercept, so it doesn't cross the x-axis. There's a y-intercept, so it's crossing at 1 on the y-axis there. There's no symmetry. We have asymptotes, horizontal at f of x equals 0. Maximum is none, minimum is none. Okay, so which of these? So what I would do if I was doing this problem is I would sit here and graph each one separately. Okay. Now I know this says b to the x. A lot of times for the b, I would put in a number. So so make sure you put in a number right there for b to the x. Okay. So I'm going to go to the right straight to the answer. I know the answer is C. So I'm going to put in that one, and you'll see that that one has, okay, what I want. So for B, I don't know, I'm going to put in the number 10. Okay, so whoops, tab 10 raised to the x. Okay, we'll press enter. All right, so if I look at this equation C, it says b to the x. Well, I put 10 to the x, which I'm putting in for b. It does not go past 0. And if I were to trace menu 5, 1, enter, okay, I notice that there's a y-intercept at 1, which does satisfy this. It does not cross the x-axis. Okay, the range, if we look, the range does not go past 0 and it goes up to infinity. It's going from -infinity to positive infinity because this keeps going to the right here, right? It keeps going to the right. Okay, so I would say C is my best answer. Okay. All right. This one, it says, number 3, what are the domain and range of the function? So graph the function right away, okay? So here we go. I'm going to delete, tab, okay? Now I'm going to go control, there's the hat key, cube root of x plus 4. So x plus 4, okay? And then I would go minus 2, and I would press enter. Okay, and we can shift this graph. Okay, there we go. There's the graph. Well, to me, the graph is going from -infinity to positive infinity because it keeps going right, it keeps going left. It also keeps going up, it keeps going down. Okay, so the best answer for that one is if it goes up and down and it's going right and left forever, the best answer would be D is your answer. Okay, so. Okay, so here we go again. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to need my drawing tool on this. Okay, so here we go. It says, which statement about the graph of the function f of x equal x squared plus 2x minus 3 over x squared plus 4x plus 3. So each one of these I would do separately, okay? So I would sit there, and I know I have to break these up, the top and bottom. I got to factor them down, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. I've got to factor each one into binomials, okay? All right, so from here, I'm going to go to my graph, and I'm going to graph the first one, x squared plus 2x minus 3. So I'll go here, erase it, okay? And I go x squared plus 2x, okay, minus 3. I go enter. And my goal is to see where is it crossing the x-axis. So here, these are the zeros. Okay, so I know that I have x equals 1 and x equals negative 3. So I'm going to go back here. I do the opposite. So right now I have x plus 3, okay, and x minus 1 up top.
Pardon this interruption, students and teachers. Teachers, hey, it's that time of the year.
All right, so from here I am going to now do the bottom, okay? So from here I'm going to put this in, and from here I get x squared plus 4x plus 3. So I go x squared plus 4x plus 3. Okay, I'm going to press enter. Okay, so I notice that it crosses at negative 1 and negative 3. So I go here. Okay, I go x plus 3. Okay, and x plus 1. Okay. Now, it's asking me which of the statements is true. Well, right now, I can cross off x plus 3 and x plus 3. That tells me it's the whole. So, whole is, okay, x plus 3, which is what crossed off, equals 0. Okay. Then from there, I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. Okay, that gives me x equals, okay, negative 3. All right? And then I got to now know what's the vertical asymptote. So from here now I go, I can either graph it or I can say the denominator is equal to 0. So the denominator right here is x plus 1. So, well, this is your VA. Okay? All right? This is x plus 1 equals 0. And if you solve that, x equals negative 1 when you solve it. Okay, so the only one with that answer right now, okay, is B. Okay, that's your answer. Oh, right there. Okay. All right, for question 5, all you have to do is graph this and then reflect it over y equals x. Okay, and so one of these equations is the reflection over y equals x. So I'm going to go to my calculator. I'm going to erase all that. Okay. All right, so I got 2, okay, raised to, well, 2 times e to the x. So e raised to the x minus 1. Right arrow key. Okay, plus 3. Okay, I'm going to graph that now. Okay, and so that's my graph. Now, I'm going to create another graph here, and I'm going to say it's equal to x, because I know it has to reflect over y equals x. Well, this is y equals x right here. So I should have a graph there that is somewhere over here. Okay, so from here, I'm going to do, okay, now D ends up being the answer, so I'm going to go to D. Oh, okay, ln of x minus 3 over 2. Okay. All right, so I go control ln of control x minus 3 over 2 over 2. okay, plus 1. And if you do that one, it should be a reflection. And it does look like a reflection from what I'm looking at. So, since those are reflection, that is the inverse. So that's what it's saying. It says, what is the inverse of that graph? So D is your answer. Okay? All right, look at number 6 now. All right. Now, if I look at number 6, x minus 6 over 2 is the graph actually of a line. And then, so right there, I want to know what is its inverse. So, real simple. I'm going to just erase that one. Okay, I'm going to put in that in the graph. So I'm going to go x minus 6 over 2. We'll graph that. Okay. Now I need to have the one that's the inverse. So it's got to be reflected on the other side. So if I were to graph each one of these, or at least look, which one is a reflection of this one? So if I were looking, it would be something like this, right? It would be, if you're following my pointer, okay, it would be something like this in this direction, okay? So which one looks like it's like that? Well, I would say D looks like the best answer. So D is my answer. Okay, so D. All right. Next. All right. Next one is asking for the inverse of the equation. So I'm going to graph that one. Now, this is very similar. I think this is almost exactly the same question from the last test, okay, that I gave you guys. So from here, all right, I'm going to now go back to my calculator here. All right, I'm going to erase just this one. Okay. 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 So I now have to put in 3 raised to the x minus 1. I'm going to press enter. Okay, so I need something that looks like that on the other side of y equals x. Okay? All right, so from here, I am going to graph. Oh, let me get rid of this one. Okay? I am going to graph now. A ends up being the answer, so I'm going to graph A. A is log to the base 3 of x plus 1, so we're going to go control log the base 3 of x. Now be careful how you enter this. Only the x is in parentheses, so plus 1, enter. There you go. And if you notice that these two are reflecting over y equals x. So that's my answer. That's how you find the inverse of 3 to the x minus 1. So A is your answer for number 7. Okay? All right, number 8. Okay, here we go. We're going to graph 6 log to the base 7 of x minus 2. Now, this is very similar, okay, to the one in the last test as well. So I'm going to go and graph this one. Okay. Delete that. All right. So it goes 6 log to the base 7. So 6 control log to the base 7 of x minus 2. Okay, enter. Okay, so there's that one. Let me get rid of this. Okay, now I know answer B is the answer, so it's going to be 7 raised to control x over 6. Oops. 6. Okay. Plus 2. Enter. Okay. And so I get rid of that one. Okay. So you guys can see what's going on. Boom. Okay. Enter. Delete. Okay. That doesn't want to work for some reason. Not sure. Enter. And it's not showing it. The two graphs, they are both